Why do restaurants give out free bread?
Exactly.
Been a waiter for a long time. And at different stops,
Yeah.
I got to tell you, bread has been very annoying to give to certain customers.
Absolutely, because it's almost like an entitlement.
It is. And it's something that's free and complimentary, so
Yeah.
just sit back and let it happen.
I mean, not all restaurants do bread. I mean, but most of them give out something, whether it be chips or bread or whatever they give out.
I mean, we're going to talk about why they do it, what the economics of it is, and believe it or not, the economics mostly hits the customer more so than the restaurant.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So that free bread doesn't end up being so free after all. And
It's a built-in cost?
it's not just a built-in cost, it's a loss leader. Meaning the loss leaders are, you ever have the Black Friday sales?
Yeah.
Let's say back in the day when you had a store like Best Buy or Circuit City, they have the you come for the cheap TVs.
Yeah.
You know? And then you end up buying some other
stuff,
items
yeah.
while you're there. That's the loss leader.
Yeah,
So
it brought you in.
100%. Now, what's one of your most annoying bread places that you've ever worked?
Well, probably the place I'm at now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. But worse than Red Lobster?
They're up there. Yeah.
Now, you guys have the focaccia
Yeah.
with pesto and cheese.
Yes.
That's baked on into it. It can be delicious and super annoying.
Yeah, because it can go both ways is the issue. Like, it can be, sometimes it's perfect and it has this, you know what I mean? And then other times it's not. You know, where, well, at least with Red Lobster, they were consistent. Does that make sense?
True.
Like, their bread was always fresh. Now,
So-
it was a pain in the ass because people always wanted it because they were always fresh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
For instance, for I did stints at the Roadhouse Grill.
Yes.
And they did the fresh baked bread in-house.
Yeah.
And man, people acted like that's the only reason why they came there.
For real.
And they made it such a chore and annoying. Now, our bread at my current spot is good enough.
It is good enough.
You know,
It's not bad at all.
It's good bread.
Yeah.
But it's not annoying where
No,
people
it's
like,
not.
oh man.
It's not overwhelming. It's not even overwhelming to present or none of that stuff.
No.
Like, I feel like sometimes my presentation, it's just, and it's fine, and it's not that we get it. You know what I mean? Especially at dinner service, you know, because that's when bread should be served anyways. I don't think bread is a lunchtime thing, and
It ain't.
And I learned it a long time ago. Is both of our old head chef, when he was my head chef when I first came into the spot that I'm at now, and I don't, you probably had a chef before him, but that's here nor there. Anyways, he goes, Danny, you know why we don't do bread during the day? It's because we're selling sandwiches. They
Right.
have bread already.
100%. And also it's a different timing.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the whole deal about why restaurants give out free bread. Now, let's go into the whole idea of free.
Yes.
There's a phrase that says, if something is for free, you're the product getting sold.
Yes.
Okay? Nothing in life is for free. There is no free lunch. And so you're talking about water, flour, maybe some egg, like
Yeast, yeah, whatever, yeah.
It's a minimal cost. Most restaurants won't bother to make bread in-house. At least our restaurant, we get a
You
bread
outsource
guy.
it. Yeah, most people,
right?
I mean, depending on the size of your restaurant and if you have the ability to do it, you know, and if it's cost effective for you, then you might make your own bread. But if for the most part, you're going to outsource it.
Yeah, for the most part. There's
Yeah.
different stages. Maybe you come in and you proof it off and you bake
Yeah,
it or whatever.
exactly.
And so there's a myth
You add your own
that's-
flair to it.
Right.
Like in my spot, we like I said, we get the focaccia, but we add our own flair to it.
Yes, you
You
do.
know what I mean?
You brush it with the pesto.
Yes.
You do the cheese on
we
it.
bake it. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now, there's a myth that a lot of restaurant or even wait staff would say, oh, they're filling them up on the bread, right? And there's certain amount of tradition where that was true, but the bread was also different.
True.
Now, this bread is simple carbohydrates like flour, white flour, and that really, we're going to talk about how that hits your body. But let's talk a little bit about the tradition of bread in restaurants. Mostly restaurants started from taverns that they served mostly protein-based meals.
Yeah.
And they used the bread to fill people up in the beginning so that they just wouldn't just chow down on all the
on the protein.
on the protein.
It's like a filler.
Exactly. Now the bread at the beginning, it's very important to give them the bread right in the beginning because it does a few things, and let's talk about that. It gives them time.
Yes,
right?
Which is huge.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Because when you come in, you're not coming in already satisfied.
No, you're hungry. You came to a restaurant, you're hungry. We know that's why you're there. We get it. Okay, you came in a little hangry.
Right.
You know, that's why you sat down. We got it. That's why you're here for. That's why we're trying to get you fed.
Exactly. So you're going to have the bread right in the beginning, and it gives you time, gives you something to do while you're waiting for whatever it is.
Yes.
Whether you're waiting for your waiter, whether you're waiting for your drinks, whether you're waiting for your food, the bread in front of you gives you something to do.
Yes.
It also primes your appetite.
True. Because
Okay.
it starts you getting hungry.
Yes.
Because once you eat something, you're hungry again.
It's-
And that's why you don't give them a full. That's why you don't give them a full serving of bread. Like depending on where you're at, you know, like my spot, I think we give one extra piece per person, not per person, but per table. Let's say there's 4, we give out 5. You know what I mean? Or
Well, you do that because of the economics of it
Yeah.
too. You want the bread to last throughout the night.
yes,
Okay, and so the part of the priming is getting your senses ready. It's not just your taste. You're gonna hear the crunchy bread.
Yes.
A lot of it is crunchy bread. So you're tactile. You're smelling it. It's warm, so the aroma and it tastes good, and you're ready to eat. What that also does with the simple carbs, it spikes your blood sugar.
yes,
Okay, and that's going to come in a little bit later. Now, the bread, the longer that you're sitting there waiting for something, that boosts, number one, drink sales. So that's a boost right there.
almost like how they do nuts at a bar.
Exactly.
Because the salt in the nuts or whatever, it makes it. You want something to drink. It keeps you drinking.
100%. And it goes back to what you said. Not all restaurants serve bread,
Yeah.
but it could be chips. But notice the theme.
Yeah.
It's simple carbs.
Yes.
Something easy to eat. Finger food. With the chips, anyway, it's salty. So that goes
Boom.
along with the type of establishment that you're going to be in. So now you awaken the palate with the taste and the aroma, and it prepares your appetite for the main course. Now, let's talk about the importance of the glucose spike. Okay? The glucose spike is going to, that simple carb, remember you're hungry, it's
Yeah.
hitting your stomach right away. There's no base in there. So it only is going to take you 15 minutes for your body to recognize that as sugar, and your blood sugar is going to start
up,
going
yeah.
up. Now you're eating your regular meal, and lo and behold, after that spike, about 45 minutes later, that's starting to dip down or even crash.
Yeah.
Right around the time when you're finishing up
your food, yes.
You're finishing up your food. Your body, your brain centers are, with the dropping glucose level, is going to promote that appetite once again. You're going to want to eat more, and you want to replace that sugar with,
More sugar called dessert.
boom, it comes right full circle. And the restaurants that sell bread in the beginning sell 90% more desserts than restaurants that don't, which is absolutely incredible. So then it really boosts that craving part of it. The sales part, now you've invested
Yes.
in this nominally innocuous free bread, but it's the guests that are paying for it, because the data shows that you actually spend more because of the free bread. You're really not aware of how much time in the beginning before you get your food. And we all know, how do you boost drink sales? It's by, you want to get to the second glass.
Yeah.
Because when you're sitting down, it's expected for you to get something to drink. Even if you're getting a soda, those are pennies for that glass.
Absolutely.
Right? Because we're giving fountain drinks mostly in America. We don't have the whole...
the can or yeah, I got you.
Right, we're not doing the bottle service. No. And so that's the economics of it. Now let's talk about the hospitality of it.
Yeah.
You feel like you're being taken care of.
Absolutely. There's something in front of you right away.
Right.
Yes.
You're here, and you get the initial you're getting seated by the host. You're being taken care of. The server comes over. You're getting taken care of. Maybe the server brings the bread, or
the busser
brings the bread. You're getting taken care of. Oh, I came to eat. There's something here. Boom, boom, boom. Now the timing better be long enough to be able to sell that second drink before. Because if your food comes right away, your mechanism switches from drinking to eating.
Right away.
Right.
You need that you need that time.
You do.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of people and for myself, when I'm eating, I'm eating. I'm not eating and drinking.
No. I don't even, especially alcohol. Alcohol I'm consuming, and I'll have one, and then my meal hits the table. Or let's say it doesn't. If the meal hasn't hit the table yet, I'm gonna get a second one.
Yeah.
If the meal hits the table, I probably won't get that second one. I might wait. I might want it after. It depends what kind of mood I'm in or who I'm with. If I'm one to being social, but if I'm just there to eat, and it's just like, let's say it's just me and my daughter, then I'm gonna eat. And then I'm gonna get out of there.
I agree. So timing is everything, and that really fills the gap where you're not sitting there going like, "Where's my food? Where's my food?" You're enjoying it.
Yes.
You're having a piece of bread. You're having the drinks, and so at first glance you're thinking, "Oh my God, they're just being generous." Like we have this great bread. When I first started the place I'm with, we had 3 different types of bread in the same basket.
Ooh.
We used to have the bread that we have now, the regular bread. We had the focaccia.
And then didn't you guys have like little like muffins?
No, we had the raisin bread.
Oh, okay.
Yo, I used to crush that raisin bread. So it was like, how do you want it?
Yeah.
And I thought that was very luxurious to have 3 different types of bread.
We had just went to a nice our boys' dinner, and they had it was like 3 different types of bread, didn't they?
I didn't have any.
Oh, but they had like a pizza one. They had like a normal one. And then they had olives and something else. So they had 3 different things.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe it. I've trained myself to not even look at the bread, get the bread. I don't consider the bread. So, yes, we did go out to eat just recently at a very fancy restaurant, and I didn't even notice the bread. I was having a good time with my boys. There was like 8 of us.
Yeah.
So I believe that to be true. And there's some places like Il Molino has good bread. They have the garlic and the regular. And I don't even touch it. Not because I have a principle. I just try to limit the amount of times that I have bread in general.
Me too, I'm the same way. Like I grew out, not that I grew out of bread, but you just kind of,
I eat it at work because I'm bored.
Yes.
I'm bored or I'm really hungry and I just need to have some action.
Yes.
But I try to avoid bread because I do love it. But it's like,
who doesn't love bread? But, but we know why we try to stay away from it at this point.
Exactly. I mean,
that's a whole different show.
It's really hard because it depends on your location.
True.
Yes. If you're in Europe, the bread is going to be different than being in the U.S.
I'll eat bread in Europe all day.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of
bread, pasta.
Yes, all those things. Okay.
Pizza. I'm a big believer in the restaurant is an ecosystem, and the operative word is system.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about different things about why restaurants have the music that they do, why they have the lighting that they do.
Yes.
Because the music promotes a different rhythm.
Absolutely.
And the lighting promotes a different timing to the tables as well. So it all works together, including the free bread. I'm Roland Joseph, the Modern Waiter.
I'm Danny Villain. Subscribe, people.
We will see you next time.
Later.
It's been a long time. We should have left you without some hot shit to step.